Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Former Federal Permanent Secretary and distinguished diplomat, Dr. Godknows Igali, has been inaugurated as the new chairman of the Pan-NIGER Delta Forum, otherwise known as Pandef. The inauguration took place at a special General Assembly of the Pan-NIGER Delta Forum last week at the Hotel Presidential in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Prominent leaders of the region present at the event also used the occasion to call on the federal government to give urgent attention to the socio-economic and developmental challenges that have long plagued the Niger Delta region as a result of decades of crude oil exploration and exploitation.
I see this as a call to service. All of us in different forms have served this country at state level or federal level. And when I was encouraged to be involved, I finally accepted because there is a job to be done.
Dr. Igali's appointment follows the expiration of the tenure of Senator Emmanuel Ibok-Isen, who led Pandef for an extended 6 years after his initial election in 2018. Speaking at various times during the general session, the leaders revisited the 16-point demand it first presented to the federal government in 2016, which they say remains the pathway to sustainable peace and development in the oil-rich region. This includes the development of modular refineries, relocation of the administrative and operational headquarters of major international oil companies to the Niger Delta region, as well as the review of the amnesty programs to provide a robust exit strategy, amongst many others.
We demand and urge the federal government to give urgent and sincere attention to the development of critical infrastructure in the Niger Delta region, especially road infrastructure, most of which are in deplorable states.
They have talked of the region, which has been grossly devastated, oil spill and other things, and nobody seems to bother about it because they are not here. But those of us from this region, we know how that affects us. You cannot fish as we used to. We cannot trade as we used to.
We call on the federal government to repair the roads that they have started, complete them, and add a railway line. It is the easiest and the cheapest all over the world. When the MPN government did the first east-west road, they did it in 4 years. 4 years it was finished. This one has been going on for 18 years.
Pandef national leader and elder statesman, Chief Edwin Clark, who joined the assembly via telephone call, harped on the need for unity of purpose amongst leaders from the region, insisting that their voices must echo as one at all times in demanding their fair share of development and resources. Some of these leaders also raised concerns over recent developments in the country, particularly regarding the Ministry of Niger Delta Development and the establishment of new development commissions.
I felt a bit offended, if I can use the word, that the Ministry of Niger Delta that we fought so hard to have established alongside the NDDC should be abolished without any notice to any of us. And nobody knows what really that means for our development.
Pandef, from inception, has stood for the unity and for the progress of the region. It has covered so much ground, but there's still plenty of room and work to do.
If a ministry that they fought very seriously could be just set aside without referring to those that worked so seriously to get it, it means there are more challenges ahead for us. Our brief was very clear. We are different people, and that difference must be considered.
Meanwhile, Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Heineken Lokpobiri, clarified to the audience that the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs has not been dissolved, but has instead been expanded to take on additional responsibilities. He explained that the restructuring now includes oversight of other regional development initiatives, such as the proposed South-South Development Commission, which he noted is expected to bring additional benefits and targeted improvements to the Niger Delta region. Another noteworthy highlight of the Pandef General Assembly was the adoption of a communique presented by Professor Godini Dara, which emphasized the need for unity, industrialization, improved education, agricultural development, and enhanced infrastructure across the oil-rich Niger Delta. Also, a peace council led by Obom Victor Atta was established to facilitate an amicable resolution to the ongoing political rivalry in Rivers State between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and former Governor Nyesom Wike.
Inside the Niger Delta,